Hi there. In the beginning of April, we have a time-honored tradition of indulging in some chaos cooking magic, and we prepare a potion that's something a little out of the ordinary. And this is about as far from ordinary as we can get. Today, we're going to be cooking a food considered to be an aphrodisiac in parts of China and the Far East, which I found at a Chinese market here in Massachusetts. And that would be ox penis. When ancient hunters made their first kill, it was traditional to eat the heart of the animal in order to gain that animal's strength and speed. And likewise, when we eat this part of an ox, it's supposed to endow us with something strong, long, and rigid, which will certainly help with taking part in a certain other kind of hunt. And so, I'll be giving this a try and cooking up a dish of ox penis with white gravy to celebrate the beginning of April. And here we go. For starters, we need to learn how to cook a part like this. When I tried frying this in a cast iron skillet, it immediately shriveled up and became tough and impossible to cook. Trying to slice this was like trying to slice a piece of cartilage, which you might say is what it actually was. But no one could possibly eat this. So for the next attempt, I tried boiling the penis. It seemed to dissolve in the water, and all that was left was some spongy material that had absolutely no meat at all and no taste. It was even more bland than water chestnuts. Like they've turned transparent. After some research, I decided to use a recipe from England known as tripe and onions, which is a popular way of cooking beef tripe. This stuff did seem similar to tripe, so it was worth giving it a try. This meant that rather than boiling them, we simmer the pieces of penis in milk for 2 hours. So we brought it to a low simmer, covered the pan, and waited. This gave us plenty of time to caramelize some chopped onions. Once the onions were ready, we added them to the pan, added salt and a lot of pepper, and some ground coriander. At least this time the penis didn't shrivel up or dissolve. So we covered the pan and waited. After half an hour, there was a lot of fat in the liquid, but the penis still hadn't disappeared, so we were on the right track. Now it was time to do something with this. Now we attempt to make this mess look palatable, or at least edible. First we start with some butter and turn up the heat a little bit. Next, we start adding flour to make this a roux. Making this into a roux meant adding flour to make it as thick as possible. Once it was good and thick, we added milk to the pan, a little at a time, to make a gravy and add flavor to this dish. And the results so far... I'm not sure if you want to see this.
Oh, 1 second.
I'm not asking you to taste it, I'm saying look at it. If you'd rather pass, I understand.
I will not be eating it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to. Love the way it's bubbling.
Ooh. It's kind of like, ugh. Why is that bubbly? It's like you've made a potion.
It's alive.
Yes, it just needs to be in your cauldron. Oh my god. The brains are talking to one another. He's going to try me first. That's the feeling.
Finally, a little Worcestershire sauce. Probably better that it's covered up.
So this looks like something that you would get out of a country restaurant, minus the biscuits.
And a little bit of parsley just to make it look more appetizing. And with that, our dish is ready to serve to anyone brave enough to try it. Obviously, those of you watching this would not be satisfied if you did not see me eating it. Well, at least it's soft enough for me to do this with a fork. So yeah, feel free to make all the jokes you want about my putting this into my mouth. Here goes. Well, fairly tasteless, I will be honest. In that, no, it is not making me gag. Probably what would make me gag is just the knowledge of what this is. Otherwise, it's okay. A couple of years ago when I made Rocky Mountain oysters, quite frankly, they were much more delicious than this. But, hey, I had to try this just to say I did it. Now, those of you who are still watching this may have one question. Did eating this part of the ox give me an enhancement to a certain part of my anatomy? Well, we'll be finding out soon enough. Excuse me, please. I'll be right back. Oh, one other thing. When my roommate first saw an uncut ox penis, her first comment was, "Is it really that long?"